What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is day 6 of the second annual 10 Days of Pumpkin here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from Tröegs Independent Brewing, and they're out of Hershey, Pennsylvania. And this is their Master of Pumpkins, the 2019 release. So they're calling this a pumpkin ale that is brewed with roasted pumpkins and spices, and those spices are cinnamon, clove, ginger, and nutmeg, along with a French saison yeast, which is interesting. Comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs, and at the time of review, I don't know exactly how old this bottle is, but it does have a best by date of March 21st, 2020, and that is about 5 months away at the time of this review. I think they put 6 months on these bottles, so if that is correct, this bottle is right around a 1 month old. So yeah, super fresh, I would say. This usually shows up later than most pumpkin beers. But anyway, I wanted to review either this one or Weyerbacher's Imperial Pumpkin Ale, because Weyerbacher's Imperial Pumpkin Ale, one of my favorite pumpkin ales, but with the whole bankruptcy issue that they faced earlier this year, their distribution has dried up in the West New York area. I only see drips and drabs of their beers, and I have not seen the Imperial Pumpkin Ale this year. I believe, based on what I've seen on social media, they have released that in cans. I don't know if they've done that the last couple years, but I want to drink Weyerbacher's Imperial Pumpkin Ale, and I want to review it for the 10 Days of Pumpkin. So hopefully next year, hopefully they get back on their feet and maybe start seeing more of their stuff in my area. But I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? Time will tell. But I wanted to review this one for the last couple years. I've always seen it on the shelves, and I just never grabbed it. So I thought this year would be a perfect time to do so. I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and it has the whole cork and cage classiness from Tröegs. So yeah, let's get into it. On the side here, though, it does say it takes a long time to plant, raise, pick, slice, clean, and roast 3,000 pounds of local PA pumpkins. Become fall master of pumpkins, take shape. Naturally fermented and subtly spiced with cinnamon, clove, ginger, and nutmeg. This is a pumpkin beer that's worth the wait. Well, I guess we'll see, Rogue. So yeah, cork and caged, which is weird with a pumpkin beer, but whatever, right? You're gonna do what you're gonna do. We'll just throw this over here like this. Always with the cork and caged, yeah, like that. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna come out quite easily. Oh, that's a nice pop right there. We'll just throw this over here underneath it like here. I don't know. I don't know if you even see that on camera. Whatever. Let's give it a pour. Here we go. So I could smell all the pumpkin spice goodness as soon as I poured it, and it smells pretty good. A little bit of a cheat there. I'm going to get this out of the way. We'll just throw this like this over here. It doesn't need to be on camera, but anyway. So yeah, that looks beautiful. Looks like kind of like yesterday's beer from Two Roads. Has like a really deep copperish color to it, deep amber, some red tinges to it, slight mahogany notes. Has about a half finger of this cream colored head. Looks fantastic. Kind of what you expect from a pumpkin ale that's, over like 6%. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit of that French saison yeast. Wow. If I didn't know that was in here, I'd just be like, oh, this has like a generic funkiness to it. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But then I get the ginger, the clove, the cinnamon. Not really getting a lot of nutmeg. Definitely very spicy though. Little bit of that roasted pumpkin, like a touch of earthiness. This is sweet like so many in the nose, so many pumpkin beers. Brown sugar, caramelized sugar, dark sugar. That's going to be very repetitive when I do these reviews, but it's the truth. It has very similar, tasting notes and aromas. But the French saison yeast is adding like this slight sharp spiciness and slight touch of like funk. And I don't know that's exactly coming from the yeast itself, but just like a different kind of spiciness that I don't attribute to the actual pumpkin spices. Smells pretty good though. Different, unique, good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Wow. That is a tasty pumpkin beer. Wow. Yeah, this is one of the more like bold and in-your-face spiced pumpkin beers, and it's probably because it's the freshest pumpkin beer that I'm going to drink this year. I always say this, and I don't want to go on a rant, but I'll just say this real quick. It's crazy that pumpkin beers are released in basically the middle of summer, early to mid to late July, sometimes in August, just because I know a lot of us out there don't drink pumpkin beers in July and August. I know there's some that do, but I'm just saying the vast majority of people I know, they usually don't touch pumpkin beers until September at the very earliest, and most wait until, October. So it's very rare to get a fresh pumpkin beer that still has the spices present this still has the spices present. And I want to say it's because this is a month old instead of 3 or 4 months old. Body at 7.5%, straight up medium body, which is nice. The mouthfeel, this is more crisp and effervescent and spritzy and bubbly and just, you know, kind of shocks the palate. Very, very, you know, spritzy. It dances on your tongue. A lot of carbonation in this one. Probably the French yeast doing its job, but it just has more carbonation. But yeah, right up front, that, man, I can't get over how spicy and delicious this is. This is really nice. Right up front, a lot of that caramelized sugar, like I said. This is more of like just a straight up like a deep, very deep and dark brown sugar. That's what I'm getting out of this. Not as much like super caramelized, and it's not like caramel toffee and stuff like that. It just has a really deep, dark brown sugar. Pass through the palate, all those spices, including the nutmeg I get, and it is a blast of spicy goodness. Cinnamon leads the way, but then that little bit of ginger and nutmeg are just beautiful. They say clove, right? Clove, right? Yeah, clove. It's all there, and it's dancing on the palate in the best way possible. It finishes semi-dry with those spices, but it does have a residual sweetness that this is like pumpkin pie filling, but like a spicy pumpkin pie filling. So it's a little bit more intense to the spices than you would normally get in a pumpkin pie filling. Not really getting like the crust of a pumpkin. This is not pumpkin pie in a glass. This doesn't have the whipped cream, you know, vanilla tinges to it. This is just straight pumpkin pie filling, but a spicy version of it. I can't detect the 7.5%. This drinks, you know, like it's, you know, probably in the 6.5 range. So there is really no alcohol in the palate. A little bit of warming in the chest, but 7.5%, you can't expect that. Yeah, this isn't like an amazing pumpkin beer, but this is a tasty pumpkin beer, and it's different. And again, it could be because it's super fresh, could be because of the French saison yeast, could be because of the just the way they spice this, or maybe the roasted pumpkins. Who knows? I get a little bit of that earthiness too in the pumpkin. I didn't mention like it's underlying omnipresent, but I'm really digging this one. This is probably to date, this is my favorite pumpkin beer so far in the second annual 10 Days of Pumpkin. I'm going to give Master of Pumpkins, the 2019 release from Tröegs, a high 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.35 out of 5. This is a delicious, tasty beer, and I would honestly say that, yeah, I don't think I've had a spicier pumpkin beer. Now, if you don't like all those spices in your pumpkin beers, this is definitely not the one for you. Certainly not fresh, but for me, it's really doing a great job. That French saison yeast could, you know, be attributed to the carbonation feel, the dryness on the back end. I'm not getting any funk on the taste, and I really can't taste it like I could smell it in the aroma. This just drinks like a pumpkin pie filling, really intense spiciness in a glass, and I'm really enjoying it. So price and availability on Master of Pumpkins, wherever Tröegs gets distribution, Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, you should be able to find this one. We've been seeing it here in the Western New York area for the last couple of years. And price point, I want to say 4 packs of this run around 13, 14 bucks. I think I paid like $3.69 for this bottle. This is a, what, 375, right? Does it say on it? Yeah, 12.7, so this is a 375 milliliter bottle. So you get an extra 0.7 fluid ounces, which you get in a regular 12-ounce can or a 12-ounce bottle. So at $3.69, I think quality and how good this beer is for me, I'd definitely pay that again. Definitely would buy. I think I should buy this every year. I would like to buy one of these and sit them down, or buy one and just sit it down for like 3 or 4 months and see if that spice kind of fades, or if it's because just of how they're spicing it, because this is the freshest. I'll probably drink a pumpkin beer this year, or one of the freshest. And it's just, I love the spice characteristic of this one. It's really tasty. So Master of Pumpkins, 4.35 out of 5, 2019 release from Tröegs. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it, because I've seen other people like DJ over at DJ's BrewTube, good friend of mine, fellow beer tuber. He's reviewed this one and really enjoyed it. Outside of that, though, I can't remember too many people reviewing this one. I've had Untapped friends check this one in, and I can't, like I said, I really, off the top of my head, I can't think of what people really thought about this one. But I'll tell you what, it's damn tasty, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on this one. Maybe not. Maybe everyone's drinking it and I just have no idea what I'm talking about, which is usually the case. But appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Tomorrow is day 7 of the 10 Days of Pumpkin, and I believe it is Prairie Artisan Ale's Basic Becky, which is a huge imperial pumpkin stout with like 6 different spices. That should be a lot of fun. And that is also a fresh beer. I think the time of review, that'll be about 5 weeks old. So probably the second freshest beer that I'll drink this year. So stop back tomorrow for another 10 Days of Pumpkin beer review, and appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one, cheers.